Now recognizes the gentleman from Minnesota, the chair of the Subcommittee on Energy and Minerals, Mr. Stauber. You're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Madam Secretary, thanks for joining us today. Yesterday, the House passed the Superior National Forest Restoration Act in a bipartisan fashion. It's a victory for northern Minnesota and the people I represent, along with U.S. mineral security, in the wake of your decision to stop mining in my home state of Minnesota. Yet just a week and a half ago, you did it again. You shut down mining, this time in Alaska, when you selected the no-action alternative for Ambler Road. Earlier in the testimony, you said there is no mine. There's going to be no mine if there's no road access into it. And for the 23 miles of the BLM land of the 211-mile road, you have, in your decision, have stopped that mine once again. What economic price will the people of Alaska have to pay for this decision? And did the department analyze the economic impact of stopping Ambler Road?
Thank you for the question, Congressman. And as you know, there was no related mine proposals pending for this area.
Madam Secretary, did you analyze the economic impact to Alaska and the Native Americans?
Congressman, it's my understanding that if we had a mine proposal, then an analysis such as that would be undertaken, but there's no mine proposal, so it's difficult for us to
Madam Secretary, because time's limited, we analyze the economic impact. Stopping Ambler Road stops the 65,000 jobs the project would create. $5 billion, that's what it'd be, $5 billion in wages and $1.3 billion in local and state revenue to the great state of Alaska. Madam Secretary, expert analysis estimates that at least 384 new mines will need to be built over the next decade to meet demand for renewable energy sources. You mentioned earlier that there were 5 critical mineral mines. Were these new mines? Were these new critical mineral mines, or were they expansions or modifications of existing mines?
It's my understanding that the critical mineral mines are new permits, and we'd be happy to impart that information on your staff.
And were they hard rock projects?
Do you know what mines were?
You don't know, do you? Were there any coal projects? You don't know, do you? Madam Secretary,
Congressman, if you would like specifics on all of those mines, as you can imagine,
that's why I asked.
Laura Daniel Davis, our acting deputy, would
We'll
be
continue
happy
in
to
my
answer.
questioning, Madam Secretary. The Department of the Interior, under your leadership, has squandered every opportunity to provide these minerals domestically. The Duluth Complex in my district is the largest untapped copper nickel find in the world, and you shut it down. And as you testified before the Appropriations Committee last year, you didn't even know there were critical minerals in there. You shut it down without having any knowledge that there were critical minerals in there. During your testimony before the Appropriations Committee 2 weeks ago, you stated, quote, "This administration has made a steadfast commitment to strengthen government-to-government relations with tribal nations," end quote. 2 weeks ago, you announced a final rule for the management of the National Petroleum Reserve in Alaska, and last September, you canceled previous leases in the 1002 area of ANWR. Both decisions have been slammed by the Alaska delegation along with communities across Alaska, including Alaska Native communities on the North Slope, who claim you have refused to meet with them on both ANWR and NPRA. Madam Secretary, when was the last time you met with Alaska Native communities on the North Slope?
Congressman, thank you for the question. And I did my first trip to Alaska. I went all the way up to Uktiagvik. I had a roundtable with tribal leaders there. I also want to say that with respect
Madam Secretary,
to this area,
I have 47 seconds left. When was the last time that you met with the Alaska Native communities on the North Slope?
I was going to say, in addition to that, I've had many virtual meetings with Alaska Natives since I have been in office. And I also would like to say that, speaking for other tribes, because tribes are not a monolith, there are tribes that rely on a subsistence lifestyle whose lives depend on the caribou migrations and other animals to help their children to live.
Is that why you put the comment period during the whaling season? That's unacceptable. Madam Secretary, just a few short months ago, there was a member of the North Slope that sat here, several members that said, you have not met with them. They've requested meetings with you twice. You neglected to speak to the Native American community from the North Slope, and they said that in a hearing, and it's disappointing. In fact, they tried to set up 2 meetings with, their words, radio silence from you, and it's unacceptable, and I yield back.
Mr. Chairman, I have a
Gentleman's time
unanimous consent request.